My name is Gilbert Anderson. Most people just call me Gil.
Can you tell us about your first car?
I would love to do that. When I was 16, I decided I was old enough to get a job. And I went to an A&P supermarket and they hired me as a carry-out boy. But I wanted to try to earn enough money to have my own car. One day I came home from work and there was a Model A Ford in my parking lot by my house. My father was talking with someone where he worked and they said they had a 1931 Model A Ford that was just sitting. So he bought it for $110 and drove it home to surprise me with it. He did ask me to pay him the $110, which I did. And he taught me how to crank it because cranking was the best way to get it to run. And he told me never kick the crank because the crank might kick back and break my leg. My grandmother lived with us, and my grandmother looked into this old Model A. She said the upholstery is terrible. So she said, I'm going to reupholster it. So I went to school and rode a bicycle while she was working on my car. When I returned home, my car was completely reupholstered in cloth of Scotch plaid. Well, I've never seen a car in Scotch plaid before, but I had it was a nice interior. I used to drive out to a Hall's restaurant out on the Bluffton Road and hopefully pick up at least one girl as I drove around Hall's. And the first girl I picked up got in my car and looked around. She said, I've never been in a car with Scotch plaid interior. That my father found a way to give me heat in the car. He found a way to use gasoline in a heater that he put in my car, and it would burn gasoline, but it would warm my car up.
Oh my goodness.
And so the girls I picked up at Hall's Drive-In were happy that I had a warm car. Now I have another story. I had an Aunt Virginia who lived with us in those days, and she was pregnant. And one day she came to me and she said, I'm getting tired of carrying this baby around in me. I want you to put me in your Model A Ford and take me down the bumpiest road you can take me down as fast as that old car will go and bump this child out of me. We got in the car and I took her down a very bumpy dirt road, and the car did do 60 miles an hour. We got back home and no change. The next morning, however, the baby was born. And that baby is now still a friend of mine. He's a cousin. He's 77 years old and lives in Arkansas. So we talk once a week.
That's fun.
And he's reminded that I bounced him into the world in my Model A Ford.
He was really a bouncing baby boy, wasn't he? What did you think seeing the Model A car that we had at the community last week?
Oh, the first thing I thought of was, oh my goodness, I miss my Model A Ford. It made me homesick for my own Ford.
The last question we have for you today is, do you think they should bring back cars like the Model A?
My goodness, I have said that for years. If I could get a Model A again like that, I'd be glad to have one just for fun. And I really think that the car manufacturers would have more business than they think they would have, because there are so many people like me who have good memories of those cars.
Well, those are great memories, and thank you very much for sharing them with
Well,
me.
you're welcome. I am pleased to do it. I've enjoyed my life, and the Model A was a major part of my young days.
It's probably why you're still so suave with the ladies today, isn't it?